Creative people, how are you all doing? I hope you are doing well. This is Creativity is an Idea podcast, a source of creativity for creative people. And as always, I am your host, Pyeric. And today's guest, you know what? Before I mention your name, give me that. Let me show it to them. Those who are watching, you can see what I'm showing now. If you're not watching, you're listening, I'm showing a poster of the guest here. His album, his album is it has on it the Outer Savage Experience, and his name is Bud. Bud.
Yep. You did.
Bud. Bud the rapper. Well, he's gonna say some things. He's gonna talk about what he has been through, where he has been, what he has been up to, and the challenges and setbacks that led to his progress. So, ladies and gentlemen, creative people, stay tuned. So, Bud, who are you, man?
I'm a creative individual. I'm one of a kind. I always expect the unexpected when it comes to me.
hmm
Well.
That was very succinct. Creative individual. Wow, that is excellent. So, tell me, Bud. You said you went to Dubai for your birthday. So
Yes.
you're growing. So I want to know, how was your childhood like?
My childhood was very nice. I came from a background where my mother's a school teacher.
Mm-hmm.
My dad, he was a Green Beret. So I have two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
They're both intelligent, beautiful queens. So I came from a structured household where you had to go to school, you had to do what you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, us boys coming up, we may, get into a few things or whatever, a few hiccups or mishaps. And, we learn and grow from that. But I never was the type of child that got into too much trouble. I always was confined in my own space.
Mm-hmm.
I was more of the child. I didn't really go outside. I was at home. And me and my sister Erica will play together, do things together, basketball. Because we had a swimming pool, we had a basketball goal, and all the kids in the neighborhood would come over. And you know how it is. Oh, let's go over to Bud House and play basketball, and let's go swimming, or let's do this. And I had a go-kart too, so I was very, blessed. I can say that. Yeah.
That's excellent. So growing up, and you said you got into a hiccup here and there as a
Yeah.
boy. Yeah. Tell me, what event wouldn't you forget, even in your childhood or now? What event wouldn't you forget, good or bad?
I would say hanging around like individuals. I'm not gonna say that the people that I hung around was bad influences or whatever, but I hung around a lot of people that didn't want to do a lot of good things. You get what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about as far as violence or robbing and stealing and stuff like that. I'm just saying they didn't want to go to school. They wanted to hang out. They wanted to do other things that was not good to do. So.
That's what you wouldn't forget.
Yeah, I wouldn't forget those things because I feel like now that I'm older, I look back and I don't really talk to them no more. Like it's no love lost. I have love for anybody that I came in contact with during my childhood, but a lot of them I don't talk to. We were just different type of people. You have people that are like they strive to do other things in their life, and you have people that are just more like confined and being who they are. Like they don't want to do nothing out the ordinary. Because you got to understand, when I first started rapping, it was different. And being that I wanted to be different back, long time ago, it wasn't like it is now where you can just be who you are and be creative, expressive. It was more like if you're not talking that street rap, or you not with punchlines, metaphors, then people didn't want to hear you.
I want to hear you. So let's pick one thing that one guy did, which you categorize as not good, or maybe you can talk about something good someone did.
I would say one thing I didn't like what somebody did was they would always like pick on people and mess with people. Like I'm not the type of person to do that. I'm more of a person that, if I don't know you, I try to get to know you, because I feel like bullying is at an all-time high now. You got people, committing suicide, don't wanting to go to school or be around certain individuals, and they feel like they're worthless because people make fun of them. They may not have name brand clothes. They may not have their hair done and stuff like that. And I really feel for people like that because at the end of the day, when you are growing up and you pick on people or you pick on what somebody have, you may think that it's funny and all games and jokes, but that person can go home and, feel a certain way and it can do internal damage.
Yeah.
And it will always be in their mind. And I learned that you just can't, because you got to understand, with me being an artist, people have said all type of things about me as well. The stuff I create, you crazy, you weird, that ain't gonna go nowhere, that's clown stuff, it's a circus, stuff like that. But it never made me mad. It never made me mad because I know for a fact what I have always been doing since I started. I always been a leader in this city, regardless of where I'm at now. You get what I'm saying? Like, I just released my debut album, and I've been doing music forever in the time. So
That sounds good. So, Bud, tell me, when did you get the idea to start doing music?
I would say when I was around 9 years old, me and my sister, we was playing around, like rapping. We were looking at some show because, back then you had all these music shows on BET and all of this stuff that you can watch. And, I always write stuff down, and whether it be like, I don't want to say poems because back then I don't think, we was young. So it wasn't like a thing like I was writing a poem. I was just writing like lines and stuff because back in the day, I would say Rough Riders was a big group at the time that I used to always listen to. Of course, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, you had all those great. Busta Rhymes was one of my favorite. My sister used to love him. I mean, it was just, and to be honest with you, our first two CDs at a young age, and I know a lot of people like, oh, why did it, The Rat and Snoop Dogg. Like, that's what CDs I got it around. I say I was probably younger than that, but those CDs, Doggy Style from Snoop Dogg and The Brat Funkified. And a fun fact is me and The Brat birthday is on the same day, and she was my favorite female MC at the time when she first came out. And then I started liking Missy Elliott because she was more, I say, outlandish with what she did. And I just thought, like, wow, you got somebody coming in the music industry that is just so different and don't give zero cares about what nobody say.
Wow.
Yeah.
So at the age of 9, you started finding interest in all those music and MCs out there. That is excellent. Good influence, I would say.
Yeah.
So, who would you consider as your influencer? Who would you consider?
My influences would have to be my two sisters. I mean, of course we may see people on the TV that we be like, oh, we want to be like them, but my type of influences are people that be around me that can, absorb, I can absorb their energy and learn from them and pick their brain. And I would say my two sisters because watching them growing up, I always seen them do things and aspire to be more than who they are. My older sister, she's just like the smartest genius woman you could think of. She's very brilliant. Erica's brilliant as well. Erica was more of the athletic. She did every type of sport you could think of: track, field, marching band. She also did softball. She played basketball. She did ROTC. She was in honor courses. It's just like seeing my sister do stuff like that. Both of them do all kind of things. It just made me want to just be like, okay, I need to find my lane and, captivate what I want to do.
That's excellent. Find your lane and captivate what you want to do. Not getting sad that you can't do anything.
Right.
Oh, what am I going to do? Yeah, so that's really good to have that mindset. So, let me ask you. Now you're doing music and you perform, what is it? Performing art. You recite poems and you write poems, right?
Correct.
So, what did you have to leave behind before you saw progress with all you're doing? And as the saying goes, the law, Newton's law, in order for you to go up, you have to let certain things down.
Yeah.
So what did you leave behind?
I left my feelings behind and went after the prize. I think that's the thing you got to do.
He left you. Could you elaborate it more, sir?
Meaning that you don't get into your feelings about things if you don't get picked to do certain events, or you don't get to do songs with certain individuals, you don't get to work with certain producers, or even, hang out with them. You just don't take it personal. You leave your feelings behind and you go after what you know you deserve and that you willingly work hard for every day. Because at the end of the day, like, I feel like now I found the right producer, engineer. My producer is my engineer, DeJuan Barrino. I also work with some amazing individuals, Cap Beats and Savvy Bayou Beats as well. The people that I had around me, it just made everything so much more better, And I learned that I really feel like with me, I'm going to be so honest with you. I feel like it was meant for me to sit back and watch everybody else. And then now it's my turn. I'm finna take it from there. I'm finna,
I feel, that sounds good. So, but let me ask you, what is your source of creativity?
I would say my source of creativity is everyday life. That's so generic. But I'm a weird person, so let me go into my mind. Like, I will see this whole room, and I'll make a whole, like, I guess I will name the song Pictures of My Life or something like that. And then it would be about all these pictures in the song. But it'd be, in the video, it'd be so creative because I'll probably have, like, some people paint behind me about my life while I'm rapping the words. And that's how my mind think. I just think like that. Like, it's not normal to think like that. To think about 3-4 things and do it at once. You think about 4 things, and I just feel like my brain cells are just crazy. Like, they just, when I start talking about music, I talk about creating. I love creating music videos. Like, that's my thing. Like, I like doing it. I just feel like, to create, you got to have, like, the concept of what you want to talk about. You have to distinguish what you are talking about so the crowd can engage. That's the number one thing. Everybody has to engage when you talk, what you're about, and who you are as a person. Because if people can't engage with you, then you don't have an audience. So you always want to make sure that when you create, that you're not only talking about yourself, we're talking about people. So, like, with my album, if you notice, I don't get too personal on my album. I cater all my music to anybody, whether it be a young child or whether it be a teenager or a grown-up or an older person. It's for everybody.
It's for everybody. That sounds good. So, you find your source of creativity from life. And then you went on to explain it. Else you'd be like, oh, okay, live, but there's more to it. You're different. And I believe there are people like you out there in the creative world.
Yes.
Yeah. Who are utilizing what they have. Some are not because they're doing something else,
And I want to say this too. I know this may be a little off topic, but I want you to follow me when I say this. If you notice that all the brilliant creative people, they killed themselves, because it's like they feel like in society you have to be uniform. You can't step out of your own lane and be different, because I notice with me, when you different, you have people do all type of things to you, say all type of things about you, prevent people from working with you. And one thing I had to learn was, because back a long time ago, I used to always think like, am I a horrible person, or am I not good at music, or what I'm doing, do I need to talk about what they talking about to fit in? I had to learn, like, at the end of the day, they gonna respect what I do. They gonna eventually catch on, and they gonna want to be a part of what I'm doing. And I noticed when I did my first music video, it didn't go how I wanted it to go, so I redid another video. And I met this guy named Freeland West. I never forget. This at the time when Craigslist was popping back in the day. Not to tell my age, but it was back in the day. And I remember I hit him up. I was like, yo, I want to do a video with me flying in the air. You know what he said to me? Let's do it. He didn't say, you can't do that. You're an indie artist. You don't have this budget. That's what indie artists hear all the time. You don't have a budget. Oh, no, we can't do this. You got to have this. You can't get this location. And I had to learn that if you want something, you have to go out for it. Because with my music videos, every location that I had ever gotten for a music video, I went in there, talked to the owners, and they was down with it. They was like, I'm with it. I want to support what you're doing. You ain't out here doing nothing bad. You out here trying to live your life, live your best life, as people say. So
I live my best life.
yeah, so it was just one of those things. I just feel like the world they want you to shrink yourself to be like everybody else, but if you're any bigger than what they are, they feel like it's not normal. And if you notice, a lot of the famous people, the brilliant people, they kill themselves because they feel like, okay, the world don't want me, then who want me? And they become an internal damage to their heart, and they become numb, and then they become, drug addicts, they become alcoholics, they become all type of things, and it just destroyed who they really are. And it's just poison,
Just poison. That is really good. So, but we are not about to wrap up. I was about to say we're about to wrap up, but I realized no. So before we start talking about the things you do day in, day out to see progress, I would like you to tell me what you got going on, because I see the poster I showed earlier, and you have your CD here.
Yeah.
So tell me what you got going on.
I have a lot going on. First, my debut album dropped July 27, 2018, The Outer Savage Experience. I had a listening party the next day, which was very great. It's a nice turnout, had different individuals there. Everybody loved the album. The first thing they said, I wasn't expecting that. Very solid piece of work. And just by people saying that, that's what I want. I want people to always expect the unexpected when it comes to BUD. I don't want you to expect that I'm going to do something, because as you see, with my possum video, you didn't expect that.
Oh, yeah, that's like, what is he doing? And I had to look at it and try to understand the big ears and nose and okay.
Yeah. And you wasn't expecting that, but it messed up your mind, though, because you were like, what is going on here? Let me rewind this back. Let me see what this is about. So that's what I want to do. I always want to mess people's mind up, not in a bad way, but in a good way. I feel like with your brain, you have glitches. So when you saw that your brain glitched, like, this is not normal. We can't process this. Let's process this again. Let's start all the way from the beginning and play the song. And that's what I feel like. That's the beauty of it all. Just having people know for a fact that you can create something that have people so glued to the screen. Like, if you look at Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, Ludacris music videos, even when Tupac did California Love, you looked at that 7-minute video when it came. You get what I'm saying? Because it was just something different. Yeah.
That's excellent. So you launched your album.
Yes.
Can I have it again?
Yeah.
I would like to show it to those who are watching. And if you're not watching and you're listening, you can go to YouTube and check Creativity is an Idea and look for BUD. Search for BUD, Creativity is an Idea, and you get to see something which will look familiar or sound familiar by looking at just the thumbnail. So this is an album. It says The Outer Savage Experience, but better understand this.
That's what the acronym stands for, BUD.
Better understand.
Yeah,
this.
my nickname is Bud, by the way. My artist name is BUD. People do call me Bud, which is fine, but with the music, it is BUD. Better understand this. It's exactly what it stands for. Like, you better understand this, what I'm doing. You better understand this music. You better understand this music video. You better understand this stage performance. You better understand my mission that I'm trying to accomplish. It's all of that. I know that was all fast, but you better understand.
You better understand that he's fast. That is excellent. So I like that. I like the painting.
Shout out to David.
Yeah, I like how it looks.
He did a great job, and then the back, you see the back of it, and just to show you the back of it, you see the money floating, you see the buildings in the water, you see stuff going in the air, and I'm gonna tell you what the back is about of the album, the back of the cover, what it's about. It's pretty much saying that everybody's trying to stay afloat for all these things, for money, for wealth, for fame, for the corporate world and stuff like that. That's what all this stands for.
Wow, that sends a good message.
And then you see the volcano right here erupting. Like, we all erupting from all of this down here. We trying to get up here and launch off, but we can't, because all of these things are in the water, and it's preventing us from staying afloat. We all going into the water.
Yep. Wow, that is excellent. But so you would find more information in the description. You click it, you get to see his Instagram page, his website, or what he have going on, or he has going on. So, but tell me, or tell the audience actually, what do you do day in day out to see progress?
I always be on the move, networking, but not even with networking. You have to do your own thing. You have to have people see you. So it's all about how you move, maneuver around. You got to be strategic with what you do. I feel like your podcast is one of a kind. It's about creative individuals, which they don't have a lot of podcasts based on just creative people. See, you are trying to get the creative people to the world. I feel like everybody, other, things that they have are just normal. You're trying to reach for the unexpected, which is great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So day in, day out, he's always on the move, doing something, connecting with people, networking. And as always, you have to have something to present.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to do this? This is me. This is what I do. What do you have? Nothing. At least you take the self-initiation, you do something, then someone will be able to buy into your vision and help you go forward, So that is excellent. You always have to be on the move every day, day in, day out.
Yep, no sleep.
Man, no sleep. Literally, like no sleep, but
Yeah, because your third eye always have to be open. So, like they said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No sleep.
No sleep. Sleep is for the broke.
Yeah.
So, but let me ask you, what do you think about your industry?
I think that is, it's different.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like with hip hop and R&B, it's a different type of genre where it's competitive. Other genres are not like that. It's not competitive. They just do the music. I feel like with hip hop, especially, being a rapper, MC, whatever you may call it, it's competition. It's who can have a better wordplay, who could come with the dopest lines, who could come with the dopest songs, dopest music videos. It just can't be that, you just making and creating. But with me, I'm a competitive person. As you see, I was on the radio before I battle rap. I did that before. I like being competitive. I mean, that's what it's about. It drives you and it makes you want to do things better.
Yeah. So the industry is very competitive now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is fun. It's a fun thing to know because he likes being in competition.
Yeah.
All right. So, Bud, we are about to wrap up, and I want to ask you this, Bud. You know what? Let's gossip.
Okay.
We are about to whine. We are about to complain. We are about to compliment. We are about to vent any public issue, any celebrity, any personal issue, any global issue. You want to compliment, you want to vent at, you want to whine at, you want to diss, you want to whatever. Just let it flow.
Okay.
The stage is yours. What do you have in mind?
I feel like people don't support like they're supposed to support like the independent scene. And I'm not talking about family and friends. I'm talking about individuals, all individuals. People say they want good music, but when you have good music from an unknown source, it's kind of like you letting it go by the wayside. People do have to understand that just because we're not on these major platforms or we're not on these major stages, that we're not doing things well. I'm kind of on like big platforms. I've been on TV before. I done did a lot of things. And, I'm not saying, but I just say for people in general, you have to like look at who's coming up. Mm-hmm. Everybody that was up wasn't always who they are. And I feel like if you don't gravitate towards what's below you, how you going to know how you going to appreciate it when it gets to where it is, I just feel like us as people, we sometimes don't care to even look or listen to somebody we don't know. I listen to anything. Somebody said, I'm telling you, when you are, and I would say this for me, when you're a music artist that's an indie music artist and people respect what you do because you've been doing it so long and you have quality and stuff, they'll send you stuff like, hey, bud, check this out. This is my new single. This is my new video. Can you post this up? Can you share it? Can you comment? I don't mind doing it. And not saying that I post everybody's stuff, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a promotional page, but I don't mind looking at somebody's stuff or listening. I'll listen to you. Like if you was a rapper coming up and say, "Oh, bud, I need some advice or something," I would tell you advice from my standpoint of what I have done. I wouldn't tell you what to do, because as a human, you're gonna do what you're gonna do anyway. And I just feel like people have to learn how to support, and you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. You can love it, whatever. If you look at something, give constructive criticism. Let people know, hey, I don't like this. You can work on this. But you don't have to be to the point where you just, belittling somebody or making them feel like what they doing is not worth it. Because everybody deserves a platform to speak their mind.
Mm-hmm. So, you heard it. Those out there who are not supporting or are not really giving a clear constructive criticism and just going, oh, yeah. It sounds something, and you don't even tell the person why, and you just blow that person off. It's not cool. You leave them wanting to know why, and they feel devastated, not knowing what to do next, and some may give up.
Right.
Some may give up. So it's really good. Support the local artist, because someday they're going to be local and they're going to be global.
Yep.
So support them, because you were right. It's a no-brainer, but mostly people forget.
Yeah.
They were local based before they became global.
Yeah.
They went international. So it's always good to look at them, listen to what they have. When it's good and you like it. I'm not saying forcing you to look or listen.
Right.
When it's good and you like it, you listen to it. That's excellent. But so that was the gossip. It was a private conversation. So if you are listening and then, you heard our secret. But we are about to wrap up. But before we do, I have a question for you.
Yes.
What do you wish you knew when you were starting?
About how the format of recording the proper way. Mm-hmm. Not saying that anybody that I recorded with wasn't correct, but I feel like when you're young and you want to go to the studio, people, and that's their livelihood, they're going to take your money. People will take your money, they will lie to you, and all kind of things. They would definitely do that. Learn the business, learn about copyrights, track outs for instrumentals, and mixing and mastering your vocals the proper way. Go to somebody who either got the credentials, went to school for, or really know what they're doing. I feel like that's very vital information for all upcoming artists and artists that's in the industry. Because sometimes they get those big advances and they go back to A1 when you supposed to go all the way to Z,
Yeah. So you wish you would have known the right way of recording and mastering and all those, producing music.
Correct.
Yeah. Wow, that is excellent. So how can they find you?
Y'all can find me on Instagram, BUDDA rapper. Mm-hmm. Let me re-say that again. I know I said that fast. It's Bud the Rapper, so it's BUDDARAPPER. And also on Facebook, you could just put B-U-D. And from there, you can find everything. I have all my social media.
You know what? If you're still listening, he's about to perform something small.
Yes.
Something tippy tiny. Small. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. He's about to perform something in the studio. And if you are listening, you can go on YouTube and see him perform what he's about to do. Yeah. So, as always, stay tuned. So, he's about to start. So, just listen to what he's about to say. He's about to say.
Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you did it, no help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you did it, no help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. BUD flow so hard you can't swallow like vodka. No need to be a definite, go ahead and give me my props. But I know I emphasize myself as an MC. This city is my doc in the life, for now call me doctor. Because the way I shock ya, like Zulu. These busters can't rhyme, I'm the leader of the new school. My menagerie will cause catastrophe. Wanna take a walk on the wild side, me, here's a zoo. Spit circle around dudes like ballerina pirouettes. Minus the 2-2. Be kicking out your speaker like Kung Fu. Listen to all of the tunes I provide you. Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself.
Woo! I love
and
myself.
Music, I be to keep it busy like a pianist. Power play when I politic with the best of them like Mark Lampkin. Everybody gon' watch BUD and the wine eat like the family of Charles Manson. I'm on my grind. If it's a slow one like dancing, it's a white lie. If anybody say it, anybody try to save you from this bed 10. And I always gotta be with the O's at like Stedman. Money, power, respect, that's what the people chanting. See the style BUD have in store, I'm the man again. Let me emphasize a bit so you can understand. You see my style in store on those other mannequins. I should trends while others follow. You should be comfortable in your own skin like dermatologists. Love yourself and hug yourself. And one thing and last but least, respect yourself. Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. Woo! Hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. Hey yo, hand clap if you did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. BUD featuring the Juan Barino, produced by Cap Beats. Hey.
Hey yo. I. Creative people, if you heard him sing, then you know what it's all about. That was BUD.
And the name of that song is For Yourself.
For yourself.
Hand clap.
Hand clap if you
did it for yourself. 2 claps if you didn't know help. Bounce with me now. Bounce with me now. Shout loud if you love yourself. Hey.
I'm shouting out because I love myself. Woo!
Yo.
Oh, sorry for shouting in your ears, ladies and gentlemen. Creative people. It was a pleasure, bud. It was really a pleasure. It was a pleasure. Yeah. 2 claps if you did it for yourself. You know. 2 claps. We did it with no help. Hey, enough of the goofing on my side. All right. It was a pleasure. And as always, please don't fuck up. But if you do fuck up, make sure you fuck up real good to help others. And it was BUD, the guest. And he's a rapper. And I was your host, Pyeric. So stay tuned for the next episode. And always check him out and see what he's about, what he's up to. And it's going to be a banger for you. So stay tuned.
And make sure get the album. It's on all media outlets. It's clean music, too, by the way. I meant to say that. Right.
Oh, it's clean music. I don't think today we said fuck. I didn't say fuck. I usually say it. But
I mean,
I said it. I said it, but
you know.
Yeah, it's a clean music. So good. We stuck to our guns according to this disc. All right, that was excellent, man.
Yeah.
Thank you.